Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second live call. I've done one last week. A lot of you requested it again, so I sent an invite to our people on our email list. And also, obviously, if you're following us on YouTube, you probably might have received a notification. So, welcome to the call. Before we get started, again, I'm here to answer your questions. That's why it's titled Ask Me Anything. But introduce yourself, say hi, so I know that you're there. Just type in hi. I already see a couple of people pre-ask their questions. That's very interesting. Anthony, what's up, buddy? Break One Adam, Becky McCoy, I see you. Anita Johnson, you ask a lot of questions, Anita. So I'm going to go through that. But give me a hi first so I can see that you can hear me and see me fine. You can send a thumbs up or a heart or 100, whatever things you want to use. Anthony, what amounts do you loan up to? So we have two parts to our company, right? Well, the majority of the company is a training company. We take people like you, Anthony, and train you guys to become business loan brokers. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Konar. I'm the founder of this company, Business Lending Blueprint, which made us one of the fastest growing companies in the United States. We are a training company teaching people on financial literacy, having them understand their credit, their funding options, and also build a business off of funding, meaning that this is a very lucrative market, right? So there are millions of existing businesses who need capital. There are also millions of people who want to start a business, but they lack the capital to start. As a business loan broker, whether you do this full time, part time, this could be a side gig, or this could be a career enhancement step for you, or it could be a retirement plan, right? So you can start this and help businesses get access to capital. As the saying goes, we have a famous saying within our community: money is the sexiest product you can sell, because everyone they either do need capital now or they will need it in the future. Even businesses who do not need capital immediately, it's a good idea for them to get approved for example, like a business line of credit. So if they do need capital, they have access to it. Because another good saying is that you want to get approved for funding when you do not need it, right? That goes a long way. So when you do need it, it doesn't end up becoming an emergency funding options. It could be something that you already have access to, and we're like the good example of that is we're walking right into the holiday season. All these businesses that you see around you, regardless of where you live, they're going to need to stock up on inventory because they know that it's the hot season, the biggest selling season of retail, both online and offline for small businesses. So people around you, I'm sure they're in a position to use some funding, right? That's going to go a long, long way. But yeah, just give me a thumbs up, show me some signs that you're still there. Break One Adam says, how do I get started in this business? Break, you can do this on your own. You can become a business loan broker. You can become like an affiliate partners to different lenders. The reason we do exist is that this is not really a well-known industry, although the size of the industry has been growing triple digits every single year. Not many people know this industry exists, and that creates a problem for new beginning people to understand, like how the industry works, what funding options are available for them, and what do they say when they come across a business who might need funding? Who do they send those files to? Who does the underwriting? So you're going to have to do a lot of digging up on your own. But if you join an organization like ours, Business Lending Blueprint, we cover all of that because we are from the industry. So going back to Anthony's question, so you can help people get access to capital. So in our network, we fund deals anywhere from 5,000 up to $2-3 million. That's the general range. Some of the deals go above and beyond that, but I'm just giving you the most common range of the business funding options. Let me kind of scroll down on this. So Ricky is here, Riog is here, Fernando is here, Sophie, thanks for joining. Great to have you here. Charles is here. Let's see. Ricky says, I'm starting. What is the fastest way to get a deal if you have no money but time? One of the fastest way to get a deal, Ricky, is to communicate with people who are currently business owners. One of the fastest way to find them, it could be your immediate circle, depends on what it is that you do right now. So people who want to start a business, you can definitely utilize Startup Capital. Another one is networking events. Like if you go to Eventbrite or meetup.com, you can see the in-person events that are taking place in your city, wherever you live, doesn't really matter. Obviously, in more like in cities with more higher population density, like New York and California, San Francisco, Miami, Atlanta, Georgia, and places like that, there are more events. But even if you're in a remote location, there's Chamber of Commerce meetings. Those places are for people who want to network with other businesses, and regardless of their industry, as business loan brokers, that's what we do, right? We help them get access to capital. Pete, hi, good to have you. Charles says hi. Uh, Train your smartphone. Good info. Thank you, sir. Art, welcome. Thank you for your time, says Sophie. Sophie, my pleasure. Again, this is a session that I'm doing right now. Ask me anything. So if you do have any questions, some of you maybe just heard about this industry, others are further along in your journey, and maybe you've been following us for a while. Maybe you talked to our consultant team and you're trying to decide if business lending blueprint is a good fit for you. Just wanted to come out, and I'm the founder of the company, so I just wanted to make sure that you guys see me and hear from me, and I can hopefully answer your questions and help you guys make a decision. Sophie says, trying to decide. That's awesome. Like, if you do have any questions, Sophie, specific ones, I can help you. So you can decide if this is a good fit or not, because it might or it might not be a good fit. We have a lot of people from all walks of lives, honestly. We have firefighters, we have single moms. We have people who've been in the corporate for the past 20, 30 years, and maybe they're like age 45 and above, and they don't really have a nest egg, and they've done 20 years of service to a boss, and they don't see this going anywhere in their favor. So they want to do something for themselves, and they want to have the skill sets to even pass it down to future generations, your kids, your grandkids, and whatnot. We have a lot of people in our community who come in to learn the process so they could pass it down. Because financial literacy is a massive problem in the United States. Schools really do not talk about it. So they kind of hope you figure it out on your own, and you get into a lot of bad debt. They don't teach you how to use good debt. A lot of the millionaires and billionaires, like my circle, when I go to events, I hang out with a lot of 7, 8, 9-figure business owners. All of them leverage capital, other people's money, but the everyday individuals have no idea. All they understand is like, oh yeah, I shouldn't incur credit card debt because you haven't been trained on what to do with that, right? So that leads to bad business decisions, and all of that. It has a cascading effect on your finances. And our goal, our mission, is to eliminate financial illiteracy in the United States. And our goal is to give people a way to help, instead of starting a brand new business, there are more businesses than we know what to do with, and solving the number one problem for them, which is getting access to capital, buying an equipment, buying another truck, and getting a loan from the government-backed funding options such as SBA, invoice factoring. So if there's a lot of manufacturing companies in certain cities more than the other, they get a check from their customer and it says net 90. That means that they've done the work, but it's going to take them 90 days to cash that check. As you can imagine, for a small business, that could be the end of the road for them, because they need to pay their employees, their contractors, every single week. The money is there, but it gives, we're in the alternative lending industry. So that means it's alternative to bank funding. We fund deals where the banks will not and cannot fund, and we do it on a faster pace. And you learning how to do that can unlock commissions anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 on average, right? Obviously, I'm not guaranteed that that's what you're going to make. That's what I see from our community of people who follow our system. When I first started out, similar to maybe some of you, I came from a corporate world. I climbed the corporate ladder. I started with like 100% commission job, not making a lot of money. Then through hard work and just keeping an open mind and investing in myself, being an immigrant, it took a long time to figure out how to speak English, and then go through the corporate route and grow, only to notice that people who are like 10, 15 years older than me at that point were being let go and being replaced by someone who was younger, right? That's when it dawned on me that, all right, this is not a good pathway. Then I started looking for options, came across alternative lending, and I noticed how lucrative that is and how kind of no one knew about it back then. Even to this day, like, I know you guys are joining. Thanks so much for joining. If you're just joining, give me a hi, give a like to the video if you're there, and ask your questions. I'll try to go to as many questions as possible. Train your smartphone says, how do we go to those types of events? A lot of them are free, like Chamber of Commerce meetings. They give you like a one free event. You can go there. Some of them have like a really low ticket entry price. It could be $10 to $15. There are also a lot of Facebook groups who do Zoom events. If you go to Facebook, if you have a Facebook account, look for business related events. I'm sorry, groups. You can join those for free, and they do run their own sessions online. They could help you get to know some people and network, and that's like free lead generation, right? So lead generation in this industry is really not that complicated. Art's Pipeline One says, can you use it for flips? Yeah, we do have real estate options, commercial real estate. So we do have a lot of investors who get stuck after their third and fourth property and more because the banks slow down the funding. They're looking for alternative ways to get access to capital. So we have lending partners who fund multifamily deals, ground up, fix and flip, buy and hold, Airbnb types of deals, and they are very lucrative. But obviously, if you're not from the industry, you're going to have a knowledge gap of not understanding. At Business Lending Blueprint, not only we provide the lending network where you have access to some of the biggest direct lenders in the real estate arena, but you understand how to structure those deals, right? Because you don't know what you don't know. ChatGPT will go only so far, but the structured way of designing information and curriculum that's going to help take you from where you are, following a success path to where you want to go. Let's say you are making 5K right now from job or your current position, and that's not enough. In most of the states, it's not enough. You want to go to 10K. What's like the roadmap? What are you trying to accomplish? So we can design the system based on you. Charlie's Coville, do you have funding options for a 14-bedroom pad split investment? We do have lenders who do underwrite. Again, those kind of files go through underwriting, so I can't say for sure, oh yeah, that's easy to fund or not. But yeah, we do have real estate funding options that our members use to turn it into an income source for them. Train Your Smartphone says, that's awesome. Hey guys, if you're just joining, give me a hi and let me know, and give a like through and some kind of reaction to the video so I know that you can see me and hear me fine. All right, Tiffany. Hey, Tiffany. We can assist business owners nationwide. Yes, absolutely. You can do that any state basically. Stephen Munford. Opportunity Zone funds. Yeah, we have options for that. Let's see if I missed anyone. Train Your Smartphone says, will you provide us some information? Absolutely, I am. And again, if you have specific questions, it definitely helps me. So Reog says, I want to use paid ads. Great. Main question is, how do I set up a basic loan app on my website? Also, is there a friction from potential clients on sending their private info online? The goal is not to have them send their entire application online. And unlike mortgages and insurance industry, we don't really need a whole lot of information. All we need is like a one-page application because the funding options we provide, it is non-collateralized, meaning that if you apply for a loan through a bank, it is mostly collateralized, meaning that you need to provide information about your business or your home or the vehicles that you have. We mainly care about somebody's business revenue if it is an existing business, and we look at the bank statements. And if you're in BLB, we provide you a completely built out website that has those forms in it. And you give you access to a contact management system. It's called CRM, meaning that your leads are hosted there. So you can have, especially if you're running paid ads, if someone fills out a lead form, it appears on your CRM, so you know who to contact to. We even go further than that. We have automations in place that when someone is interested in getting funding through you, they also receive like automations and automation emails to nurture them. And then you can also put your like booking link if you want to jump on a call, or you can refer those leads over to our team, especially a lot of our newer people who are just getting started in this industry. They might not really know how to close the sale or how to present the offer. That's why we have a transition period, meaning that if you want to, you can generate the leads and our expert team closes the deals. We pay you, become a referral partner, or you can become a full-on business loan broker. And the goal is apprenticeship, immersion-based learning, meaning that you, as we are working on your leads, you learn from our team on how to do that. So paid advertising is an amazing opportunity. You don't have to do paid advertising. As I always say, it's like paid ads is like adding fuel to the fire, right? So if you're getting 2 leads a week, you can change it to 2 leads in a few hours, and you can get 15, 20, 30 leads a day. There's really not much of a virtually unlimited number of leads you can get, but you got to be in a position to be able to handle them. We show you how to do that. We actually within BLB have an AI tool that creates your ads on your behalf. All you have to do is connect your ad account. Again, I don't want to go into like in-depth training on paid ads and all that, but we thought of, I don't want to say everything, but most things, since we train so many people to become business loan brokers, and most of them do not have the background, so they don't really like come from the loan brokerage industry. We also have savvier loan brokers. Maybe they lack the automation. It could be a mindset thing that they think that, oh yeah, I'm only doing 10K a month, I want to go to 40, 50K. We show you, we provide advanced strategies. But for beginners who might not even understand how this works, just basically you're the intermediary person between someone who's looking for capital and someone who wants to provide capital. Those are lenders, and then you become the business loan broker. That's what broker does, right? So you connect, you're the connector, you're like the money matchmaking person, if you will, that will help these people get access to capital, and you make a cut of that transaction. And the funding time is usually really, really fast. There are situations where we can fund somebody same day or within 48 hours. Again, this is nothing like, mortgage industry or the banking industry. So you might have seen cases that the bank funding for a small business can take anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months. As insane as it sounds, that's the reason that the alternative lending industry has been founded, because they're not willing to solve problems for the industry. Tiffany, I see that you have a lot of questions. That's awesome. Can we connect leads to a current CRM we have in place? Yeah, great question. So for example, if you have Go High Level, we have a version of Go High Level specifically customized for business loan brokers. So when you join, we transfer you into our version of the Go High Level, which we call Autopilot. That means that if you have your own version, that's perfectly fine. The benefit of using ours is that it has built-in tools that you get access to. We have AI-based tools for lead generation, deal analysis. We built a tool called BLB Oracle, which is really this cute icon of a robot. And it's been trained by all the content that we have from like countless hours of live calls and call recordings and partner calls, lender calls. So you can chat with Oracle 24/7 within your Go High Level, or what we call the Autopilot, to get your questions answered. So let's say you're dealing with a situation, you want to find out, hey, who do I send this file to? Here's what we have. You can do that, right? So we can definitely work with that. Tiffany, another question from Tiffany. Do team members use virtual assistants or possibly AI agents you can filter through? Great question, either or. So we have AI agents like Oracle does that, or we have a service, we match you with virtual assistants. These are really, really trained professional people, usually from Philippines. We train them, and if you have the volume, we can match you with a virtual employee who can go through your files, even call your prospects and qualify them and hand it off to our funding team. Or if you want to have more control over the leads, Tiffany, and you want to talk to them, you can do that. So yeah, give me 100% or thumbs up if that answers your question. Can you give money up front to businesses that are getting money on the net 90 up front? Yeah, absolutely. So if they have an invoice with name, let's use a real example. Think of it like a fencing company. They're going to do a fence around a school, like a high school, and the school system, they bid on the project, they win the project, and they're going to fence the whole school backyard and all that stuff. And the project is $120,000. And that it's going to take 1 week for them to do the entire fencing. And this fencing company will need probably 7, 8 people, and they're going to work hard, and they're going to cut a check for $120,000, but it will most likely be a net 60, net 90. Well, that's the problem, right? So they have the check, they have the money, but they can't reach it, right? It's like having money in a safe that whose keyword, you don't have the combination, you don't know, you have to wait 90 days. In cases like that, we have a product called invoice factoring. We fund up to 90% of the total amount upfront, right? And we charge a fee. So usually they lose like a few percent of the total amount, but have access to the capital. And every time they use that, it becomes a recurring residual revenue for you as the business loan broker. So as can you guys see how that solves a major, major cash flow issue? It's not that the business doesn't have the money, they just don't have it yet. But just opening up that capital by only charging a couple of percent interest on that money does wonders for them. Not only they can pay their staff, they can freely bid on other projects. So it democratizes the whole area, meaning that these big projects, like if you're in New York, there's a lot of government-based projects. A lot of the small companies shy away from bidding because the fear is, what if I win? It could be a $500,000 project with net 120, net 90. That can be catastrophic for a business if they don't have the cash flow in the bank account to pay those people. So you just become a money broker, basically a matchmaker to solve a problem. And that's how you generate income in this industry. Arts Pipeline says, can they fund someone starting up a business? Absolutely. We do have startup funding options. That's incredible, honestly, since there is no revenue and this is non-collateralized. It is based on the credit score because that's the only thing we can look at. If someone has 680 and above credit, they can unlock up to $150,000 in capital, usually at 0% interest rate, introductory interest rate, up to 18 to 21 months. We do those, we underwrite them all day long. So as a broker, you're making a lot of money from that because there's a success fee charged. So that's what I said in the beginning of the call. And if you're just joining, just give me a hi so I know I can, read your name, and you can definitely throw in your question. But just give us a like on the video and ask your questions. So going back to what I was telling Tiffany is not only you can fund those startups, and you help them start the business. So that's why in the beginning I said that you can help existing businesses get access to capital, but you can also help so many people start a business. So every day, just so you guys know, about 1,700 new LLCs are being formed every day. As you can imagine, that's insane. Can you, do you guys think that those people would need capital? Can anyone agree that a good chunk of them would be okay with receiving 20, 30, 50, $100,000? Because when you start a business, there's a lot of unknown, right? So everyone starts with the idea of being successful, but usually one of the top reasons why a business fails is because they run out of capital. Simple as that, right? So they start with all the good intentions. Maybe you bake the best cookies ever, but the only reason that you're going to survive and thrive is that if you have enough capital that you go through the storm, the winter basically of the business, and many people drop off because they start with nothing, and month two they run out of money and they shut the store down. So our goal is to avoid that, give the small business a chance to survive and thrive. And those companies are super thankful because when the business stabilizes, guess what's going to happen? They're going to come back to you as the money broker to get more capital. Because if the business is thriving and growing, they need more equipment to make more stuff. Maybe they're going to, sign a lease. Maybe they're going to open up a second location. Maybe they're going to acquire a competitor. Maybe they're going to want to hire more people and their payroll is going to get inflated and they need some kind of backup. See, everyday problems that you guys are dealing with, small businesses are dealing with, right? So in the chat, can you guys tell me what it is that you do currently so I get to know you a little more? Crowdzilla says, these are really great events, Oz. I'm glad that you guys are benefiting from this. Train Your Smartphone says, wow, insane, awesome. Gregory Carino says, what's the best way to call? I used to do that years ago, Gregory. I don't recommend doing call because there are a lot of other ways to get a hold, because the purpose of cold calling is to find interested parties, right? And maybe other industries that are super saturated, that still works. But in this industry, I don't recommend. But if you enjoy cold calling, that's perfectly fine. I guess you would be calling the small businesses that are formed recently in your state, or you can pick a niche. There are more than 200 different niches that you can fund deals in, and it has to do with your background. Like, what do you do right now? If you're a banker, you deal with small businesses, you can call small business. If your background is in construction, you can call construction-related companies because you know a lot about them. I mean, I don't know the first thing about construction. I'm not a handyman. at all by any stretch of imagination. But if you are, that works. My background was restaurants. I used to bus tables and wash dishes. Then I became a restaurant manager. So when I started out, when I was doing cold calling, before I learned about online marketing, I used to cold call on restaurants because I know a lot about them. That kind of makes sense for me to pick that niche. Let me know if that makes sense. Jamar, hey, welcome, buddy. New construction company. So new construction company, if they don't, I don't know what you mean by new. We can start funding companies as short as 1 month in business. We look at the revenue. If there is no revenue, meaning if they're like pre-revenue, we look at their personal credit scores, and we can still provide startup funding. Charlie, mortgage loan office, business loan broker. Charlie, we have a lot of mortgage people, as you can vouch probably. Mortgages, they're highly dependent on how the economy is doing, the interest rates and all that stuff, the availability of homes in the market. Whereas business loan brokerage, we don't have those cycles. So people need money all the time. And within BLB, we don't teach about one funding option. We train our members on over like 12 different funding options. That gives us the flexibility to become a true consultant, meaning that instead of pushing one product for them to use, we try to match them to the best product for them. So that makes it a very stable business model. Whereas mortgages, not only it's very competitive, there's a lot of ups and downs. It's a great industry. That's why we have a lot of mortgage people, real estate people, insurance people come from those industries. They're usually positively surprised that, oh, first of all, we don't need as much paperwork. If anyone bought a house, you know what you go through. You're kind of signing like sometimes hundreds of pages. Let's see who else we have. Charlie says, vet, retired, VA. We're on a VA pension. Thank you for your service. Appreciate it. Let's say who else answered. Train your smartphone says any business for those with 650 credit scores and above. Usually we want to start at 680 and above if you're talking about startup funding. Tiffany, you're a commercial real estate broker. That's awesome. Fernando, I have a deal that I'd like to submit for consideration. As an existing business for 14 years, showing strong revenue and increasing over the past few years, now expanding financing. Fernando, that's awesome. We take deals from our loan brokers in our community. If you consider joining us, all the funding options will open up. You'll be trained on those, so you can either choose to submit it for us to underwrite it, or either we can pitch it and close the deal, or you learn the process and you do it yourself. Riog, oil industry, retired, okay, bored. Looking to do this as soon as I think I can communicate these concepts to potential clients. Yeah, that's a short learning curve, Rio, honestly. It's like once you understand what is available to them, that's why we really excel in training everyday people understanding the potential. So we provide a scripts, we provide what to say at a networking event. We also show you how to, if you're not the networking event type of person, you can do a lot of stuff online through social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, and so many other ways. We even have our internal AI tools that actually find the emails of the businesses who are likely to look for funding. You can do automatic email blasts to them, and if they're interested, you can put them through your website. So I highly suggest that you guys talk to our team. So at this point, if anyone is interested in finding out what we do, so you can go to businesslendingblueprint.com, businesslendingblueprint.com, as you can see from my hat here. And on the page, there's a button to schedule a call. So you can talk to our team to see if our options are a good fit for you to start in this industry. Charlie, lean on land, bought for 5,000, we're at 10,000 now. Okay, that's good. Train your smartphone says, I'm talking to these type of businesses every day. That's a lot of people. Yeah, you're not alone. And those people, even if you were not talking to them, they're all around you. And unfortunately for the businesses, which creates an opportunity for us, most of them do not even know their options. They don't know what's available to them. When someone needs funding, they either go to friends and family, or they want to bring in a partner and lose equity, right? So they need to give off a percentage of the company, or they go to their banks, big banks, and they drag them through their process. And 85% of the time, these loan applications from the businesses are disapproved. I just want to let that sink in. Imagine how painful that would get. Like, you work hard and you deposit your hard-earned money into Wells Fargo, and then you need like $20,000 because your fridge broke, and you go, they say that you need to talk to the business, small business, um, a relationship person, and you go through the application. There's nothing going on, but your food is about to go bad. You see how painful that could be, that because they're on thin margins anyways, a lot of the small businesses. Now the loss of something like that, or something happens and they need to make the payroll for this Saturday. Yeah, they don't want to lose their key employees, and that the funding line of credit and things like that, they go a long, long way. Charles, too, is there a way to get into this without any out of pocket money to become a broker? Charles, you can do this on your own. Like I was telling another gentleman, it's just the learning curve you have to deal with, right? So we have a team of, I think, 30 people at this point. So that's why we charge. But you get access to the coaches, the lenders, like all the things that you would have to figure out on your own. And so a lot of the lenders wouldn't really work with someone starting out because they're not a training company. They just want to fund deals. They have, a lot of money sitting around, either their own resources or private lenders or hedge funds. There's no shortage of money. They just want to have more customers and more clients. So when a brand new broker comes to them, they want to see that they actually know what they're talking about. So I have over 200 videos on my YouTube channel. You can go through them to understand the industry better. But yeah, so that's the thing. There's no law that says you can't do this on your own. But it's just a learning curve that you'll have to have the time to kind of figure it out. Let's see if I missed anything. Guys, has this been helpful? Give me a like and yes in the chat if this session has been helpful. We're pushing a little over 30 minutes right now, so I want to be respectful of everybody's time. So I promise to be here for 30 minutes or so. I can stay for a little while if you do guys have more questions. Ernesto, is this live, Oz? Hey, buddy, good to have you here. Yeah, this is live. Yeah, I'm actually live answering people's questions. I know there's like a couple of seconds of delay. Ernesto says, oh, that's awesome. Charles says, thank you for your quick response. Well, you're welcome. Glad to have you here. I'm just scanning through the chat. Train your smartphone. Who do we call for additional info? You can go to our website to schedule a call so we can assign you to the right person. So it's businesslendingblueprint.com. On the homepage, there's going to be a pop-up for you to schedule a call to speak with our team to find out more about our process, how everything works. They do a little demo and walk you through because I don't have access to them on my phone, literally, but they can show you the back end of BLB, Business Lending Blueprint. We've trained over 4,000 people in our community. We have a massive private Facebook community. Someone is actually calling me. I'm going to decline it. So of like-minded people, usually a lot of this is mindset, right? So it says, Tony Robbins says 85% of this is mindset. 15% is the tools. The tools are tools, but hanging out with the like-minded people who have similar goals to you is the essence of success. Like Ernesto, who's on the chat right now, he funded over 100 deals so far through BLB. Charlie says, I keep getting I missed it. I keep getting a Zoom that number that doesn't work, so I'm gonna need a different venue. Zoom number. Well, it's actually a link that you would need to join. I don't know why that doesn't work. It's not a number that you get. It's a Zoom link that we ask you to be in front of your camera because we have things to share and show you. Whether it's like a laptop or desktop or your phone. Jamar says this is helpful. Thank you, Jamar. Great to have you here, buddy. Riyadh, what do you think about some of us newbies joining like some kind of partnership just to begin? I can run ads. Yeah, absolutely. We have that happen in our community all the time. We have people who've been, in the closer roles for years, and someone is a better marketer, but they don't either like sales or they're not really good at it. You can partner up with someone else from the community and have them. That happens all the time. That's why exclusive. Like we only provide those trainings to our members so they can find the right partner. Like for example, Ernesto, he's one of those people, right? He can help other people close deals. Ernesto says, whomever is here, amazing community here since I've joined has changed my mindset just overall. Absolutely. And you're doing great things, buddy. So you're like a prime example of what's possible with this business. Ernesto attended one of our live in-person events. I actually just came back from one literally a week ago. We had over, I don't know, close to 65, 70 people there from our community. Our events are for our community only. It was like 3 days of pure fun, networking, meeting the lenders, meet and greet, having advanced level of training, and finding your accountability partner, learning more about the business, but more importantly, making new friends in this industry. Sophia, sorry. How long will the training take? It's you go on your own pace, Sophia. We run literally 4 to 5 live training calls every single week on different funding options. Based on your schedule, you can attend them. We also have a library of recorded content. A lot of people start there and supplement it with live calls. We also have live events. We also have a community. There's just a lot. We want to make sure that we capture everybody's schedule basically as much as possible so they can make a difference in their lives. Because like Ernesto can attest to this, the average commission being $2,000 to $5,000. This, you don't need hundreds of customers, right? So if your current income is 5K, or you're retired, you're in a pension plan, I can't imagine your pension being 15, 20K. If it is anywhere from 3K to 5K or more, that could mean 1 or 2 deals a month just to match that income. So this doesn't require you to drop what it is that you're doing. It can be an add-on, like someone else, they're like a mortgage broker. You can do that on the side, or you can become full-time. It's definitely up to you. Charles says, today I saw your 11. We don't have an $11 package, Charlie. We have a school group, so you might mean that. I'm not really sure. Arts Pipeline, I'm interested. What is the cost of your YouTube? Yeah, your YouTube is free. So you're literally on my channel right now. If you click on the channel name, you can subscribe so you can get notified the next time I do something like this. Rodney, what's up, buddy? Rodney from Oklahoma. Train your smartphone. Where are you located? I'm personally located in New Jersey. We have an office, virtual office in New York, and my team is throughout the United States and Canada. Guys, so we're pushing 37 minutes. Great to have you guys here. Again, if you're interested, talk to my team to find out all the details, how it works, what lending options you have access to, how this could work with your plan. I want you guys to at least get a plan on how this could make a difference, right? So because the next 30 to 90 days could be life changing for you. Honestly, we're not talking about years of training, because at the end of the day, you provided the sexiest product that every business needs, which is capital. So go to our website, businesslendingblueprint.com. We have a lot of information there, and it also has an option for you to book a call. Eric, Spanish team, our underwriting and funding team, we do have Spanish speaking people. So Sophie, okay, blessings. All right, I think I answered all the questions. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hope this was useful. Take care now. Bye-bye.